Now, your pinpoint forecast with meteorologist Cedric Hayes.
Well, good Saturday evening, and it was, of course, another wet one out there today as we saw more scattered showers and storms move across the area. The good news was we did not see the all-day rain that we saw yesterday, but the bad news was several areas still picked up quite a bit more rain today, and that led to some ponding on the roadways in some areas, including here in downtown Lake Charles as well. The good news, checking out 7 Storm Vision right now, things are all clear on the radar picture, and I expect that to continue, which is some good news. We've had this southerly flow coming in out of the south, and that's what's been bringing up plenty of moisture. It's ahead of this trough that's out there in the Midwest right now, and bringing up quite a bit of moisture into the area. But again, that activity is going to be waning a little bit. And of course, as you can see, if you look down towards the south and west here, we do have our next system moving in from the south and west, and that's where all eyes are going to be turning to. So over the next 48 hours or so on Futurecast, you can see the southerly winds are going to pick up out there. It's going to stay warm. It's going to stay on the muggy side. But we're only talking about slight chances of a few afternoon isolated showers and storms developing, but not a major rain. Of course, all eyes will be down here to our south and west on Isaac as it starts making its way into the eastern Gulf of Mexico, and that's obviously what's on everyone's mind. So let's get right to that here. Here's the latest information here on the satellite picture. You can see winds are up to 60 miles per hour now in the system, and if you look very closely as the center emerged off of the northern coast of Cuba there, thunderstorm complexes are actually developing and wrapping around the center there. So coming up on the latest advisory, coming up around 1 a.m. or so, I expect that the pressure will have fallen a little bit there, and maybe even a little stronger winds. It looks like the storm system is beginning to strengthen again, and as we go throughout the next several days, it could get quite strong. Now let's take a look here at the steering currents right now, because there are a couple of things going on. I like to show you the water vapor because this is it gives you an idea of what's going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It shows you what's steering things across the country, and you can see we've been monitoring this little trough right here, and this trough that dips down here towards the north and into the mid-Atlantic states right now. This trough has kind of been the player that's actually expected to actually pick up our hurricane, our tropical storm here in the Gulf of Mexico and kind of steer it to the north around the Florida Panhandle and then steer it off towards the north and east. Well, this trough, as you can see, is kind of lifting on off towards the north and east today, and this trough is moving away from the storm system, and of course our storm system has been moving pretty quickly as well. It's been moving to the northwest anywhere between 15 and 20 miles per hour today, and that is pretty quick, and I think the forward motion of that is actually keeping the system able to bypass the trough as it's lifting on off to our north and east, and we have a ridge building into the west, and that ridge may actually help to steer the storm system off to the north and west. Now, our computer models earlier today, the big European model that we show you, which is one reliable model, actually switched sides with the rest of our model suites earlier today and showed a more easterly track. Well, that would keep us on the dry side and keep most of the rainfall or any effects from the system away from us, besides northerly winds keeping in some of the breezy conditions out there. But on the other hand, our GFS model, the American Global Forecast Model, which is pretty accurate, actually showed the western trend earlier this afternoon. If you were watching today at 6 o'clock, you saw us show you this model here and showed a more westward trend towards the Louisiana boot heel there. Well, later this evening, we've been watching things out there, and our other tropical models have come in, and we call this the spaghetti plot model, showing you the plot of all the models. Look at how tightly clustered they've become today from earlier at 6 o'clock. But also look how they've shifted all to the west as well. So this is something we're going to continue to monitor. Again, I think this still stays east of southwest Louisiana, but obviously these are moving a little bit closer to us, which always obviously raises eyebrows there. So we'll continue to track that for you. The official Hurricane Forecast Center track, which is the one to follow at this time, still keeps this system well to our west. Look at that. So it has it strengthening up to a Category 2 storm system. So one to definitely watch. So 74 degrees tonight as showers will be fading on out there. Expect afternoon storms possibly on your Sunday. And as we go throughout the next several days, we expect those rain chances to start decreasing as we see the breezy conditions kicking up and those northerly winds hopefully bringing in some dry air, unless we'll see a change in that track, but we'll continue to track it for you.
Isaac, already keeping you busy.
It definitely is.
All right, thanks, Cedric. Well, Sam has also been busy watching the Saints. They're playing in prime time tonight.
All about the Saints, Lee. Only 2 games remaining on the Saints' preseason schedule tonight. The Saints playing host to the Houston Texans. Stick around. We have highlights coming up right after the break.
The 7 Storm team